What's up, hairstylists and lovers of hair? This is Alfredo Lewis, hairstylist of 31 years. Yeah. And if you don't know, I'm a hairstylist kind of known for saving people's hair that have been through hair catastrophes, sometimes at their own hands, DIY style.
It's so like not even connected, and I just put it in a bun on top of my head because I didn't want it to fall out. I'm not gonna lie. Like honestly, this is not even hanging on. It's not even like, it's probably gonna be up to here.
Like Steph, if you remember, and sometimes in a salon by a professional.
Look at how they left my hair at this hair salon. Just look at this mess. They charged $230.
I'm gonna be talking to you guys today about one of the most damaged hair situations that I have ever worked on. Her name's Morgan Page Carter, and her situation actually happened in a pro salon. But before I get into that, I just want to thank everybody for being here. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button on my YouTube. I'm going to be bringing you content like this all the time, and I really appreciate you. Make sure you like, share, all the things. Comment on this video if you love it. And again, hit that subscribe button. I really, really do appreciate it. My dream is to get to 100,000 subscribers. And I think I'm almost there. Right now I'm at like 85, who knows, maybe more by the time you watch this. So I really do appreciate your support. But let's get back to the matter at hand. Morgan Page Carter. So Morgan has been somebody that I've gotten really, really close to. What I'll be doing in these videos is telling you guys how we got there, giving you my thoughts and reactions to the initial videos that I saw on TikTok of these women, Morgan in this video, who just went through such incredible hair trauma, having all of their hair break off. Morgan went to a hair salon in Miami and went to a blonding specialist. It was her first time going to this salon. We're never gonna name the salon or the person, so don't ask in the comments. I won't tell you. That's not what this is about. This is about getting these ladies to regain their confidence back. We actually flew Morgan from Miami to Los Angeles last year to save her hair. I'm gonna tell you what we've done. We've seen her twice now, and I'm also gonna tell you how Morgan's doing now. So let's first of all get into the first video that I saw of Morgan that got my attention, where I was tagged, not even kidding, thousands of times from hairstylists and clients over on TikTok asking me to help Morgan save her hair and if there was anything that I could do. So when I first saw this, can someone help me find someone who can fix this? And when she turns around, to this day, I just want to scream. Seeing her hair and how she had those pieces on the side was so traumatic. Now, my first thoughts were probably what your thoughts were, watching this again, every single time. Why did she keep those side pieces, And the more I got to know Morgan, the more I understood it. A lot of you guys also asked questions like, why didn't she cut it into a pixie? Why did she wait so long? Why did she have roots? Morgan hid what I found out in her house for months before she was comfortable enough to make a video. She was wearing hats. She's actually a content creator. So I'm gonna pop in this video right here. This was the last video that Morgan posted. This when they have nothing nice to say about you. This video was in April of 2024. Morgan did not talk about what happened to her until August of 2024. So that video was what her hair, and her hair looked great. It was a little bit more of a beigey blonde. She had a lot of regrowth, but you can tell that it was time for her to get her hair done. And when she went to the salon, the rest is history. When I saw that video and was tagged, a lot of these hair saves, I've done 15 now, maybe more by the time you watch this. I usually feel confident now. With Morgan, I was actually afraid. I was literally afraid to say I would do it, afraid to reach out. I had other hairstylists reaching out to me. I really didn't know, if this was gonna be salvageable at this point. But then I started learning more about Morgan and watching some more of her videos. So let's take a look. Morgan started answering people's questions. Now, by this time, I had reached out to Morgan. I knew that I was gonna do her hair. I talked to her on the phone, and I decided that we were gonna save Morgan's hair, but I really needed to see it for myself. So Philip Wolff Hair and I, a hairdresser that I work with that's an incredible hair cutter and stylist, ended up flying to Miami, and I'll get to that in a minute. Make sure you stay tuned for that. But these are some of Morgan's videos that she made leading up to our visit to Miami to actually see this hair catastrophe in person.
All right, guys, so I know you guys have a ton of questions and I'm gonna be answering them for you. I can't blame you guys because let me say, if I saw somebody looking like this, I would have a lot of questions too. So let's start with this one. Are you trying to say you've been walking around like that for 5 months? That cannot be true. Unfortunately, Vinny, it is true. And I know you guys are gonna come for me and be like, well, why not just shave it off? You guys, my hair is my comfort blanket. Like, I didn't realize how much I depended on my hair on a daily basis until I had none.
Okay, so let's start there. You saw that she waited 5 months and nobody believed her. And she says right there that she didn't know what a comfort blanket her hair was until she didn't have any left. And I think it's so easy sometimes for y'all to come on here and tell these women to shave their head when they have something like this happen. It's easy for you to say, wear a wig, all of those things. This is traumatic. A woman's hair is such a huge part of her identity, men too. And for Morgan, keeping those side pieces for her was like her security blanket. She would put it in a ponytail in the back. She would sometimes wear attachments. And for her, it was just going to take the devastation that she suffered from what happened to her in her salon that she went to, which was not her fault, by the way, and was something that she shouldn't have to deal with that, And I think it's really one of those things that you're not gonna understand it unless you're in that situation yourself.
Imagine trying to look cute or trying to go out for a nice dinner and you have to try and figure out how to fix this whole situation. So it's presentable, okay? So it's presentable. Let me show you guys what I've been using for the last 4.5 months. You guys, this stuff was not cheap, okay? We got this. I thought this would work. This cannot help this situation. First of all, it's not even the same color. Like, oh, but it looks so pretty to be long. This one didn't work. Then we've got a good old-fashioned wig. This one made me look like I just stepped out of the Brady Bunch, so I was like, no, not happening, can't do it.
What I love about Morgan is after everything that she went through, she had a sense of humor about it. I mean, look at all those hair pieces, those wigs, everything that she has, but she still had a sense of humor. Now, granted, it had been 5 months, so she had been living like this for quite a while. But right away, I knew that she was somebody that I wanted to get to know. I knew that she was somebody that I wanted to help. And it just made me that much more committed that we were gonna get this done.
Same thing with this one. I tried it on and I literally looked like Mary Poppins, but like the blonde version. Yeah, my favorite. This, if you've seen me in the last 4.5 months, you've probably seen me with this. I put my hair up and I just stick all this stuff in a little messy bun and call it a day. If I'm really feeling like I wanna just look my best, I wear this thing. It's like a little clips on, I put my hair up in it. It almost looks like there's coverage back there, but yeah, most of the time I'm wearing a hat. So one more time.
I mean,
this has been my life for the last 4.5 months, you guys. So yes, that is why I haven't shaved it off. That's why I haven't done a pixie cut. Like, my hair is my comfort blanket. I tried to get every product I could to, make it look presentable, kind of hide it, but obvious.
So now Morgan's gonna get into what actually happened to her hair and how she got in the situation in the first place.
So let's just get right into it. What happened to my hair? So basically, I tried a new salon here in Miami. My mom and my sister had been going there. They had had nothing but good experiences. And unfortunately, the guy that had been doing my mom and my sister's hair was not working at the salon anymore when I called. So basically, I was like, okay, can you guys put me with somebody else that's really good with blondes? It's my first time coming to you guys. My mom and my sister have been, and they said really great things about you. Keep in mind, my mom and my sister are new to Miami. So they had both only gone there like once or twice, but every single time their hair looked really good. They had great experiences. They said the staff was really nice. So in my head, I was like, okay, let me check it out. Anyways, I call, I'm like, please.
Okay, let's stop right there. This is for everybody watching. So her mom and her sister have been going to a stylist there that they loved. They were super happy, but they had only been 2 times. And then that person had left. So she asked the salon to put her with a blonding specialist. My advice to anybody watching this, if you're looking for a new stylist out there, because I get inundated with messages, comments from y'all asking me or telling me bad situations, and it's the same story every time. I would say never take the advice of somebody at the front desk of a salon. I'm just gonna say it. Do your own research. Look up the salon, look up the person's name, ask them if they have an Instagram, TikTok, whatever, YouTube. Look at their work, get some referrals, talk to somebody that's been to them. You're just setting yourself up. I would say that there's a 40-60 chance, 60% chance that it's gonna go bad for you, 40% chance that it's gonna go well, and I'm probably being generous. Sometimes the salon is trying to build somebody new that doesn't have a lot of experience because everybody else is booked. The person that you probably want to go to probably can't get you in for at least 2 to 4 weeks. So make sure that when you're making these choices that you really do your research if you're going to somebody rather than just taking a stranger's word for it, because look at what happened to Morgan.
Please, I make sure somebody knows what they're doing because I'm really nervous because this is my first time coming to you guys. The woman at the desk assured me that everything was gonna be fine. They were gonna put me with a really good guy. He was a blonde specialist. Like, this was what he specialized in. And he was just the best at this. And in my head, I was like, okay, cool. Like, everything is gonna be good. Like, all right, awesome. Like, let's go. I go to the appointment and the guy starts putting on what I'm assuming is bleach. He doesn't do a strand test. He just immediately starts putting bleach all over my head. Keep in mind, I don't know anything about hair. Now I do because I do research on this every day because this has been my life for the last 4.5, 5 months. But I didn't know anything about hair. I didn't know he was supposed to do a bleach test. Like, I had full faith in this.
Okay, so let's stop there. Morgan says she didn't know anything about hair. The colorist at the salon didn't do a strand test on her, just started putting bleach all over your head. Hairstylists, always do a strand test if you have a new client, especially if you're doing a global bleaching. You don't know what's on her hair. You have no idea if she's had other chemical services, what the hair is like. Always do a strand test. The fact now that Morgan knows is because, of course, all of her hair broke off, so she's done her research. But clients don't know what they don't know. And it's really up to us to take great care of them when they come to see us in the salon.
Is to make me look like a princess. I did not come out looking like a princess, bruh. I came out looking quite the opposite. So anyways, he puts the bleach on, he leaves it on for a really long time. And I was even like, yo, like, it's a little weird, like, how long he's keeping this on. But I was like, you know what, I respect his craft. He knows what he's doing because he's a blonde specialist. Like they assured me that this man knew what he was doing. At the front desk, they were like, yo, you're in great hands. You're gonna look great. So anyways, this is what my hair looked like after he put the fur.
So the front desk told her that she was in great hands, and she's sitting there with the lightener, the bleach sitting there for a really, really long time. She knows it doesn't seem right. She knows it seems sus. But again, she trusts him because they told her that she was a bleach specialist. And a lot of times when clients go to salons, they're so trusting of you. They're giving you all that respect until something like this happens.
First, yes, there was more layers. First layer of bleach on it. Bruh. Like, you can tell he burned my scalp. He completely burned my scalp. My hair is orange. It's like doing like a red, like, I don't know what to even call this color. Like strawberry blonde. I don't know what he did to me, to be honest. I have no idea. It still baffles me to this day. But this is what my head looked like. You can see in my eyes. Look at my eyes, bro. I'm freaking out. Like, I am crying on the inside. So anyways, I'm looking like this. I call my boyfriend. I'm like, yo, I need you to come to the salon and tell them, like, yo, like, is this supposed to look that way? Because I don't like to be rude. I'm a very nice person. Like, I didn't want to be like, yo, like, what is wrong with my hair? So I get my boyfriend to come over because my boyfriend sin pena, like, he will say what he feels. So my boyfriend comes in. He's like, yo, why does she look like Big Bird from Sesame Street? He didn't lie, bro. I look like Big Bird from Sesame Street. And the guy's like, no, don't worry. I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna fix this. This is just the first layer. I'm not done yet.
Okay, so let's stop there. She felt like she looked like Big Bird from Sesame Street. Okay, in case you don't know, Sesame Street reference. But at this point, it's kind of too late. She's already in the salon. Her scalp is burnt. She can tell things aren't going well. It doesn't feel the same as what she's been used to in the past. So she calls her boyfriend to come down and check things out. And he's also asking them. This is that point where I feel like I don't know what I would do if I was in that situation, because obviously I'm a hair colorist. Like, do you get up and leave with orange hair, then your hair's not finished? Do you see it through? I would probably ask for a manager and see if maybe there's somebody else that can take over to try to salvage the situation.
So I'm like, woo! He ain't done yet. Okay, everything is gonna be all right. Hallelujah. Bro, I should have walked out right then because this could have still been saved maybe then. Anyways, my boyfriend's like, all right, he's got it, babe. You're gonna be great. My boyfriend leaves. Yep. He puts on another layer of God knows what. At this point, I can tell he looks nervous. Like, he looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, he's like, And I'm starting to get nervous because I'm like, yo, like, this is what I asked for. Let me show you what I asked for. This is what I asked for. Do you see how, like, bleached blonde white that is? That is what I asked for. I can tell he's shitting his pants because he knew he fucked up the second that he washed my hair out the first time. I could see it all over his face. Look at this. Like, this is just driving me crazy. I had to stop during my story time to talk about. Look at this.
Saw that color? That actually was an easy color to me. It was a beige. Beige is usually a mixture of ash and gold, so it has a little bit of warmth to it. But again, she believed him. He told her, oh, no, this is just the first layer. I got this, and calmed her. But like she said, she probably could have salvaged it had she left or went to somebody else in the salon.
So yeah, he puts another bleach layer on it, whatever he did, washes it out, and that's when the manager comes over. And the manager goes, what did you ask for? And I'm like, oh God, something's wrong. Like, when you ask me, like, if the manager is coming over and asking him what I asked for, like, something's wrong. Keep in mind, they're speaking Portuguese. I speak Spanish. I do not understand Portuguese. I can understand a few words, but I did not understand what they were saying. But I could tell the guy was freaking out. So I start freaking out. But I'm so nice that I don't say anything. I'm just, like, hoping, like, you know, like, the manager's just there, maybe complimenting him on what a great job he's doing. Anyways, this video is getting really long, like for part 3.
So this was 3 parts, but if you see there, even the manager came over and it started to get a little bit heated with Morgan. At this point, she has no idea that all of her hair is about to snap off at all. So this is pretty much at the point where I'm pretty sure, because so much happened, there's so much to unpack with the situation, where I responded to Morgan and officially told her that we were gonna do her hair. And she saw my video on TikTok, which is one of the things I love most about social media. Guys, I saw this last night, and honestly, I gotta be real with you. This is by far the most damaged hair that I've ever seen. I mean, check this out. I was traumatized for Morgan about this. This was what her hair looked like before, and this is what it looks like now. I mean, check out the after here. I mean, I'm moving myself around here. She's traumatized. You know, I saw all the tags last night, and I actually had to sleep on this one. I didn't really know how to react to this because this one has got me stumped. I have so many questions about what happened here. I saw all the tags. It was thousands of tags. And then I saw... So I've been saving people's hair like this for 2 years now. So when things like this happen, especially over on TikTok, I get tagged thousands of times. My phone literally lights up, and for hours and hours and hours, it's going off with notifications. And that's what happened here with Morgan. I'm showing you guys there, all of these people tagging me, telling me to save Morgan's hair back to back to back. And so I just felt like, you know, we needed to do this. We needed to save Morgan's hair. Now, about this time, an incredible platinum specialist named Zac Mesquit reached out to me. I had talked to Philip. I had talked to Yvette, this girl Yvette Rojas that does makeup for us. That's absolutely so insanely talented. And we had decided that we were going to save Morgan's hair. But for me, it was a question of how, and it was a question of when. Situation. Let me get in touch with some hairdressers I know. I'm very new to the keratin bonds, so personally, I got to be honest with everyone. I don't know that I would feel comfortable trying to adhere keratin bonds onto hair that short in the back. So I just want to see. Some people said wigs. I really want to know like what you're open to, how you feel, and really hear you out. I have so many questions. So check your DMs. Let's try to get on a call tonight and hang in there. First 3 hair saves, if you will, that we did. Steph. I'll have to do a full breakdown video on her as well. I decided to start with Morgan because she's the most recent. Steph was the first, May of 2023, and all of her hair broke off, but hers was DIY. She had bleached her own hair after box dyeing it black and did a second session after using color remover. All of her hair snapped off. We also saved a bride just a few days before she was to be married. That was a Japanese straightener in Salon that went bad. And then Andrea, actually also in Salon, paid $1,300 for her hair. So that's just me kind of showing Morgan the differences. But even with them, their hair was a little bit longer enough to attach K-tip extensions. Morgan's hair was so short, I just wasn't sure. And I didn't want to make any promises and disappoint her after everything that she's been through. Taken all this. I've said this before, but this is definitely the most damaged hair that I've ever seen in my career on a video on TikTok. So I had to sleep on this one. I was actually scared when I saw your video last night. I'm really sorry that this happened to you. Let's get on a call tonight. I'm at the salon. You've got really short pieces. I would definitely need a full team. This is like a surgery situation. Let me get in touch with some hairdressers I know. I'm very new to the keratin bonds, so personally, I gotta be honest with everyone. I don't know that I would feel comfortable trying to adhere keratin bonds onto hair that short in the back. So I just wanna see, some people said wigs. I really wanna know like what you're open to, how you feel, and really hear you out. I have so many questions. So check your DMs. Let's try to get on a call tonight. So that was after that, I got on the phone with Morgan and we had a great call and immediately we clicked. I just knew that we were gonna be friends, like, outside of the situation. And I had a class planned in Miami with Philip, and I told her that we would fly out to Miami to see if we could save her hair. But before we get into the actual hair transformation that happened, let's talk about y'all wanting Morgan to get a pixie. Could Morgan rock a pixie? Yes, of course she can. Of course she can. But it's her hair, and after going through something that traumatic for her, that was the last thing she wanted to do. Let's look at this video that Morgan made from her own words of how she feels about y'all telling her just to shave her head or to cut her hair into a pixie.
I know I look a little crazy right now because I already did my hair care and my skincare routine. But y'all ignore that because I gotta talk about this comment. I genuinely think that it is driving a third of you guys insane that I've left this strand here. And I understand. Imagine how I feel waking up every single morning and seeing that thing dangling from the right side of my head. It genuinely brings out the OCD in me. Wanna know what else brings out the OCD in me? These lashes. Y'all, my lash tech is out of town. So ignore that. One hair problem at a time. The situation is messy. Like, I got all kinds of hair problems, as you guys can tell. But anyways, let's get back to my hair. Y'all want me to cut my hair so bad. The amount of comments that I've received saying pixie, like if I had a dollar for every single pixie comment I got this week, y'all, I would be rich. I would be rich as hell. Back to the whole point of this video. Girl, you literally rock a pixie. I just gotta say thank you guys. Because genuinely, I did not think that was like, that never crossed my mind. Like, when this happened, I was like, there is no way I'm shaving this, okay? There is no way. I remember I went into a wig store, and I remember I took off my hat, and I showed the lady. I was like, this is what happened to me. And she told me, she was like, girl, you have to shave it. You have to shave it all off. And I cried. I cried right there in that wig store. I said, no, I can't do it. You have to find me something. You have to find me something that I can.
So, the lady at the wig store told her she had to shave her hair. You know, I think that's the worst thing that you can tell somebody in a situation like this. There are always going to be answers, and I think that we prove that in the videos that you're gonna see. So make sure that you keep watching. There's K-tips, there is, there's different kind of techniques that you can do. There's the nets, there's all kinds of attachments that you can use. You don't always have to shave your head or get a pixie.
Hide this thing with. I've been hearing pixie and shave it since the first month that this happened. People don't understand that this didn't just happen like when I walked out of the salon. No, this took months, okay? This wasn't just overnight. This literally happened over the course of 3 months. It just stopped breaking last month, y'all. It just stopped breaking. So yes, pixie was there in my head, but it was never like I was never like even like, yeah, like I'm just gonna do a pixie.
So you heard pixie was never in her mind. And also the other thing that she says here that you need to take into account is her hair kept breaking for 3 months. So about 25-30% of it broke off then, and then over time those cuticle layers were so busted and broken through all the way down to the cortex that hair just kept snapping off and snapping off and snapping off. It was past the point of return. All the things, all the conditioners at that point, it took her about 90 days before her hair stopped breaking
Just
out.
I could not get myself to do it. So the fact that you guys think I could kill it, like, that really means a lot to me. And let me tell you, I have seen some bad, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the B word on here, so I'm gonna say beaches. I have seen some bad beaches wearing pixie cuts, and they look amazing. But me, I don't think I can. Like, I just would not feel like a bad beach in a pixie because I'm so used to my blonde, long hair. But thank you guys for your support. Thank you for your love, because genuinely, I did not think I could rock a pixie. But the fact that y'all think that I could really makes me feel so good. So thank you.
So although she was grateful, she wasn't going to do a pixie. So let's get into the actual hair transformation that happened after we went to Miami in Los Angeles with myself, Philip Wolff, Zac, and Yvette on makeup. So this is when Philip Wolff and I went out to Miami. Look at how broken Morgan's hair was. We had to see it for ourselves. You can see here Morgan's taking her hat off for the first time. And this was 3 months later. On this appointment, we did a K18 service. We also gave her a calcium treatment that wakes up sleeping hair follicles. So it was all about repair in her scalp. But look at those long pieces. That was the security blanket that she talked about. This was 2 months later. We told her if she waited and her hair grew, we'd give her extensions. And this was Morgan 2 months later at Zac Mesquit's Salon in Orange, Santa Ana, California. That's us doing our lightener right there. We only did 6 volume, and you can see that we were able to get Morgan really, really light, and we were super, super happy with this lift. But you can see her hair was really, really short. But we were confident that we could get those extensions in her hair. Those are the K-tips. There was no hair in that comb. And look at piece by piece. Then Philip Wolff came in and did some face framing on this hair. Morgan was so happy, and so were we. It was really seamless. With her hair being that short, you can see it's almost unclockable. We had Yvette there doing Morgan's makeup. We wanted to give her a full day of beauty. And here are the finished results of Morgan's hair. Now, 4 months later, this is recently, I had Morgan to my house in the Hollywood Hills on the right there, and I gave her a K18 repair service. The next day, we were going to remove the extensions and do a second session blonding and extension install on Morgan. So now we are almost 10 months since that salon broke all of her hair off. She's never been paid back. She's never outed them, and I have so much respect for her for that. That's me using my Babyliss blow dryer, just giving her a nice blowout. This was actually Oscar Sunday. We were watching the Oscars together, and I just wanted to give her a nice blowout and check out her hair. The next day, we were going to be removing the extensions, and I just kind of wanted to take a look, but her hair had grown so much. She only lost 2 of the K-tips in 4 months, and her hair had grown. There was no breakage, and it grew a really, really nice amount. We were really impressed with the progress. That's her hair the day before, and then it was time to get to Zac's salon and do Morgan's hair in the salon. So we drove about an hour and a half the next day and got to Zac's salon. Now you can see here, first we had to remove the K-tips from her hair, but look at how much Morgan's hair grew during this time. I mean, it's really, really impressive. We took the K-tips out and we were actually going to reuse them and reinstall them in Morgan's hair. And Morgan really wasn't sure how much her hair had grown. She had never seen it in the last 4 months. The last time she saw it was when it was so short and broken from all that bleach damage. So we took those K-tips out one by one, and then I got them ready to reinstall by cutting the tips off of them, and then we could reinstall. But we also had to do a bleach retouch. You can see by the line of demarcation how much Morgan's hair actually grew in 4 months. It was really, really exciting to see, and we were really happy. There's so many misconceptions out there that bleaching the hair and doing extensions is going to cause more damage. When you see professionals and it's done right, that is not the case. You do not have to go dark. You can keep the hair that you want. Look at Morgan's hair there. Now it was time to cut her hair. And she had those long pieces, if you remember. So you can see there, that's half of the extensions out. But we asked her if she was ready to cut off those security blankets, and she was. So once we got the rest of those extensions out, we had Philip Wolff Hair come in and give Morgan a proper haircut. And honestly, we were really surprised. She was almost at a bob length now, but we talked to her about it. That's Zac Mesquit going in there cleaning out all of the glue and things in her hair to clean her hair before we got into this bleach retouch. But look at how much Morgan's hair grew compared to how it was the first time. I mean, in 4 months, this is really impressive results. She was really surprised and happy. And we had Philip Wolff come in and give her a bob haircut. So you can see here, Philip Wolff just taking those ends off and doing some point cutting to even everything out and give Morgan a really nice bob. She said that maybe next time in another 4 months, she'll want to do with a lob or a bob. Let us know in the comments what you think. Do you think Morgan should keep her long hair, or do you like seeing Morgan with a bob? I feel like bobs are so controversial. People really love them, or they can't stand them. So he wanted to do a side swept bang on Morgan this time and work it into our extension install. And this was before Zac and I got to work. Check it out. So this was our second application. You saw the first one. This was 4 months later, and Morgan's hair had grown so much, as I said earlier, but it was time to get into color. You saw Zac removing the extensions. You saw Philip cutting, and here's the end of Philip's cut.
And I went in and I was able to actually do a real haircut this time, getting rid of those ends and really creating a brand new shape that we could work off of so that we could install the extensions later.
So first things first, we needed to tackle Morgan's regrowth. So we went in using lightener with 6 volume developer to take the process low and slow.
Slow and low was the way to go. And you see there, what we were doing is we were leaving about 1/4 of an inch out at the line of demarcation at the scalp, because that's a heat conductor and we didn't want it to have hot roots. And then we also left a little bit out at the line of demarcation on the other end. We used like 6 volume for this. So I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there with hairstylists that you have to use 20, 30, 40 volume if you want to make somebody platinum. That's not always the case, and with hair like Morgan's, it is possible. There's also myths out there that extensions damage the hair. You see, not one hair broke. In fact, her hair grew more than it had been growing this entire traumatic experience for her, and that with us doing a platinum color and a full head of K-tip extensions on Morgan. It's just all about your technique, how you do it, and I would suggest always going slow and low with developer, especially with compromised hair like this. And look at that lift.
So after the lift was completed, it was time to tone. I like to use permanent color because it creates a nice even result, as you can see here.
Oh, so clean, right? I mean, I loved Morgan's hair right there with the bob. We talked to her about it, and she did say next time, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Like, do you think that Morgan should rock a bob eventually or a lob, or do you guys like to see her long and blonde? But then it was time to get into extensions.
Perfect. So fresh and so clean. So now it's time to put her extensions back in. So we are reusing her K-tips. So we basically just organized them from shortest to longest lengths so that we could kind of keep the layers where they were. And it made the job a little bit easier for Philip at the end.
Y'all, this was like a 12-hour transformation. I just want you to know it's 2 a.m. in the morning right now while we're doing this voiceover. So that was 2 a.m. right there. And just so you see how we're doing the extensions here, so meticulous, 12 hours. You know, you can't take any shortcuts with hair like this, but it was great to do this with Zac. And for me, I was new to K-tips. I've actually gotten quite good from doing these kinds of hair transformations, but learning from other people, collaborating with other artists, I highly recommend it. It's definitely helped me grow as a hairstylist. And let's get back into this hair transformation and see where we're at with Morgan now. That little tiny little pinky thing that you gave me that I'm in love with, but look at that, piece by piece.
So what I'm doing here is I'm smoothing the hair out first so I can go with that dry cut, doing that face frame in the front.
Oh, the best face frame in the entire Western Hemisphere.
I love it. So now I'm drying that face frame so we can go in with the detail cutting just to kind of get that extra weight out and
Seamless.
give her that softness. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
look at that.
guys, look at this. Wow, work it.
Oh my God.
Period.
Curling that hair, and Yvette, look at you, girl. Look at that makeup.
Oh, she slayed. Look at that.
The hair, what do you think, Morgan?
I absolutely love you guys. I'm literally
Y'all,
so shook.
time for bed. Good night.
Woo!